Hello Army, and welcome back to your daily home for everything breathtaking, surprising, and heart-pounding from the BTS universe. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do, because today, something unfolded that no one saw coming. The moment Taehyung returned, a silent exchange between him and Jungkook took place, a moment the cameras were never meant to catch. And yet, they did. And when Army saw it, the internet practically stopped. From the instant Taehyung stepped inside the room, the atmosphere shifted in a way that couldn't be ignored. Conversations dimmed into background noise, footsteps slowed, and even the air seemed to pause as if recognizing a change none of them were prepared for. There was no grand announcement, no dramatic entrance. Just Taehyung walking in quietly, carrying a presence that felt both familiar and strangely heavier, like someone who had weathered storms far from the public eye. Jungkook sensed him before he turned to look. He was speaking softly with a staff member, laughing about something small, when something in the atmosphere pulled at him, an invisible tug he couldn't ignore. His smile faded for a fraction of a second. His head turned. His eyes searched. And then they found Taehyung. Time froze. Jungkook's breath caught midair. Taehyung paused mid-step. It lasted only seconds, but it was enough to carry weeks of distance, unspoken worry, and all the emotions both had been suppressing alone. There were no words exchanged, only a heavy, unguarded glance that would hit anyone watching right in the chest. Staff members around them exchanged confused looks, unaware they were witnessing something intimate, something unfiltered, something never meant to be filmed. But the camera, positioned just right, caught everything: Jungkook's wide eyes, Taehyung's softened gaze, the faint parting of Jungkook's lips as if he wanted to speak but wasn't ready. Taehyung looked exhausted. Not physically, emotionally. The kind of tiredness that even makeup can't disguise. Jungkook spotted it instantly, the faint weight hidden behind Taehyung's eyes, the careful breath he took to steady himself. Almost without realizing, Jungkook stepped toward him, only one step, but that was all it took for Taehyung's expression to falter with vulnerability. When they finally stood only a few feet apart, the room suddenly felt too small to contain the emotion between them. Taehyung tried to speak, but Jungkook beat him to it, with two simple words, spoken in a voice that cracked just enough to reveal everything he'd been holding back. "You're back." Taehyung exhaled shakily. "Yeah. I'm back." It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. But it was sincere, almost painfully so. Fans who later saw the leaked clip said it felt like watching two people finally breathe after holding their emotions underwater. As staff moved around them, unaware of the intensity unfolding, Taehyung's hand brushed Jungkook's arm. A tiny touch. Barely a second. But Jungkook reacted instantly, fully turning toward him, pulled in by something he had been missing more than he could admit. They didn't hug. They didn't speak much. They simply existed together in the same space again, letting the silence carry all the emotions they weren't ready to voice. And that was the moment Army saw. The moment that sent social media spiraling, not because it was romantic or dramatic, but because it was real. Raw. Unscripted. A glimpse into a bond that has always been deeper than most understand. Jungkook smiled first, a small, fragile smile that barely lifted the corner of his lips. Taehyung's response came next, soft, slow, and honest, like a door gently reopening. For the first time in a long while, they looked like something that had been broken was quietly stitching itself back together. Jungkook broke the silence again, this time with a quiet inhale that trembled slightly. He stepped closer, slowly, giving Taehyung every chance to step back. But Taehyung didn't. If anything, he leaned in just a bit. "Did you rest at all?" Jungkook asked, his voice gentle, full of concern that felt instinctive rather than intentional. Taehyung gave a short, humorless laugh. "I tried." The cracks in his voice betrayed everything he wasn't saying. Jungkook noticed all of it, he always did. Without speaking, he reached out and touched the sleeve of Taehyung's jacket. Not dramatic, not bold, just enough to say I'm here. Taehyung's breath hitched. His shoulders lowered, tension slipping away as if he finally felt safe enough to relax. You should have told me, Jungkook murmured. Taehyung looked away, his voice low. I didn't want to worry you. You had your own things to deal with. That's not how this works, Jungkook said softly. Not with us. A staff member called Jungkook from across the room, reminding him of schedules. He hesitated, eyes still locked on Taehyung, silently asking for permission. Taehyung nodded, but the longing in his eyes didn't go unnoticed. Before stepping away, Jungkook leaned in and whispered, "Wait for me after this." Taehyung blinked in surprise, then gave a small, fragile smile. I will. The atmosphere shifted again, a private promise exchanged in a room full of people who had no idea what they were witnessing. Later, when Jungkook returned from the brief meeting, he walked with a quiet urgency. As soon as he spotted Taehyung waiting alone near the back exit, something inside him loosened. You waited, Jungkook said softly. You asked me to, Taehyung replied. Jungkook stepped close enough for Taehyung to feel his warmth. Neither spoke at first. The silence felt meaningful, full of everything they couldn't put into words yet. What happened to you? Jungkook finally whispered. Taehyung lowered his gaze. A lot. More than I expected. And more than I wanted you to worry about. Jungkook's chest tightened. I was already worried. Taehyung's eyes softened with a mix of guilt and gratitude. I needed time. I needed to figure out how to talk about everything. You don't have to do it alone, Jungkook whispered. Taehyung's breath trembled as Jungkook gently curled his fingers around Taehyung's wrist, a quiet, grounding touch. Taehyung looked up, eyes glistening with emotion he'd kept locked away. You're really back, Jungkook murmured. That's all that matters. I didn't think you'd wait, Taehyung whispered. I always wait for you. And the hallway felt too small for the weight of words like that. Taehyung took a tiny step forward. I missed this. I missed you. I missed you too, Jungkook replied softly. It wasn't a dramatic reunion. No hug, no tears, no spectacle. Just two people reconnecting in the quietest, most honest way, a moment so real that even a single frame of it sent the fandom into chaos. And somehow, it felt like the beginning of something new.